The film Viva Vendetta by James McTeague is improved by the range of filming techniques supporting the themes of power, resistance, and change. Certain filmmaking decisions to use camera, lighting, and music further enhance the film. This is evident in the scenes of the BTN broadcast and the explosion of the Old Bailey. Furthermore, I will discuss Evie and her character arc. All these sequences combined create a visual and auditory information to create the perception in the audience and push the plot further and support the overall message in the film that ideas are timeless and cannot be killed.
For God's sake, don't touch it.
Dad, what's wrong with the telly?
Good evening, London. Allow me first to apologize for
That's the emergency channel.
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of the everyday routine, the security of the familiar, the tranquility of repetition.
Bloody hell.
I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration,
Who's that, Mum?
whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me
I
think.
suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it.
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and
Cameras.
soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
Inspector, you're almost through.
Last night, I sought to end that silence. Last night, I destroyed the Old Bailey to remind this country of what it has forgotten. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament. And together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgot.
The score and camera shots and angles used in the scene of the BTN broadcast succeed in making the character V a figure of power and authority. During the speech, he gives a command. The studio angles down so it presents him being powerful and authoritative. And in medium shots, the relaxed and composed body language of the man takes center stage in contrast with the panicked reactions of the BTN staff. High angle shots and close-ups depict the government personnel who are portrayed as helpless and scared when the power to dominate information is interfered with by V. The non-diegetic soundtrack has been constructed so as to create tension, thus supporting the idea of his message being revolutionary, and diegetic alarms and shouts to create a chaos-like atmosphere. Subdued lighting leaves most of the background in shadow, and this can be seen as the concealment and risk of his acts, as well as the stark, dark outfit and white Guy Fawkes mask worn by V, make him unmistakably evident as a black symbol of rebellion. This scene lays the instability of the government and the control and precision of V.
It's beautiful up here.
A more perfect stage could not be asked for.
I don't see any instruments.
Your powers of observation continue to serve you well. But wait! It is to Madame Justice that I dedicate this concerto in honor of the holiday she seems to have taken from these parts, and in recognition of the impostor that stands in her stead. Tell me, do you know what day it is, Evie?
November the 4th.
Not anymore. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. First, the overture. Yes, the strings. Listen carefully, can you hear it? Now the brass.
I can hear it. Look outside, Mummy. They're playing music. How did you do that?
Wait! Here comes the crescendo! How beautiful, is it not?
In the same manner, hate and destruction are turned into a form of the theatre using camera work, score, and the use of colour during the Old Bailey explosion. The shots are broad, representing the magnificence of the building prior to the destruction. The angles of low shots of V observing the scene below him and over-the-shoulder shots giving views over the back of V and Evie cause the audience to feel an apparent larger-than-life character in V, as well as the audience being positioned side by side with them as witness of the fireworks. The carnage is synchronized with Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, which is a jubilant diegetic theme that is commonly used to portray victory and revolution. The music makes it festive instead of an apparent form of terror. The sky is full of the warm reds and golds of the fireworks in contrast to the cold palette used throughout the film, and the silhouette of V makes his position as a symbol rather than a human character clear. By doing so, the scene constructs a view of rebellion as an art with the help of spectacle, which influences transformation. The character of Evie is the most down-to-earth interrogation of liberation in the movie, illustrating how personal change may reflect the change of the society. Evie, as first, is presented as shy and easily frightened. She does not want to challenge the government and is rather hesitant about taking over her personal power. Her arrest and arranged imprisonment provided by V deprives her of comfort, security, even of her identity. After being reborn psychologically and symbolically, Evie is reborn as she comes out in the rain. The low angle shots the scene gives an impression that she is powerful and will not be broken, as we see her angrily in the beginning of the film. Slow motion camera usage allows to extend the scene and make the viewers feel the feeling of victory and liberation to the fullest. The swelling non-diegetic orchestral music underlines her emotional change. This is accompanied by natural hues of blue-grey light, which irritates in contrast with the dimly lit cell which she has recently left. Visual metaphors. Her shaved head and lack of makeup portray her vulnerability and honesty. The outer shells of fear and normality have been banned. The position of Evie, hands outstretched toward the sky, parallels a preceding flashback of V as he escapes the Larkhill facility and graphically correlates their regressions to power out of victimization. This is that point at which she is consumed by the transformation of being a clueless bystander and becomes an actor in the cause of V, further supporting a main message of the film that the individual who rejects fear is the first step toward the political freedom of the people.